2 years from now, presidential campaigns will be in full swing, and one of the names on the Republican side that's gaining a lot of attention is Dr. Ben Carson.
Tonight, Dr. Carson made an appearance in the Scenic City. News Channel 9's Alyssa Sperato was there. Alyssa.
Kim and Josh, he's here promoting his book, One Nation, What We Can All Do to Save America's Future. Tonight, hundreds turned out at the Hixson Books-A Million to catch a glimpse and get their book signed. Dr. Ben Carson is a world-renowned neurosurgeon at Johns Hopkins. These days, he's in the spotlight for an entirely different reason.
We're in the process of being torn apart, and there's so much partisan politics involved in everything, and we have big problems that we have to solve.
Well, we picked up on something he said, which was if people were clamoring for him to run, he'd consider it. So we grabbed that little slogan and said, we're clamoring for you to run, Dr. Carson.
It's volunteers like Finley Knowles who hope he's the next Republican candidate for president, which is where the whole grassroots campaign, Run, Ben, Run, came from.
I'd like to learn more about him, actually. Everything I see about him is great, but until you're put under the microscope and you declare you're going to run, you don't get to see everything. So I'd like to see everything he's got.
But Dr. Carson is staying mum on his potential run in 2016. The candidate for presidency, sir, we got to ask that question. What are you thinking?
Well, you know, every place I go around the country, red states, blue states, north, south, east, west, huge enthusiastic crowds. It's like people are coming out and saying, you mean there's somebody else with common sense? You mean I'm not the only one?
Are you going to plan to run for president in 2016?
Only the good Lord knows the answer to that.
And when asked what's the one thing he would like to see change?
I would love to see the government stop trying to regulate every aspect of our lives. Leave us alone. I think we would do just fine.
So what do you think? Many of you reached out to us on social media about his possible run for presidency. Chris Acuff writes, quote, pretending to run for president is a great way to increase your book sales. John Roberts writes he needs to stay out of politics and go back to being a doctor. But Dewana McClanahan writes he's a lesson for us all, just what America needs. It was a pleasure to see him. He has my vote if he runs. Here's another fun fact, too. Dr. Carson says both his parents grew up right here in the Scenic City, and he still has quite a few of her relatives here.